Hello children, let me welcome you to the virtual class of the Brihan Mumbai Mahanagar Palika. My name is Shraddha teacher. Children, we are in the middle of this COVID-19 pandemic, and because of that we are not able to go to school, but that doesn't mean we are going to stop learning. So we are going to do many lessons which are very interesting from your textbook through the virtual class here. So let us do a lesson in English today. So children, the lesson that we will do today is a lesson in standard 7th and subject is English, and the name of the lesson is lesson number 4.4 in your English textbooks, that is Home Sweet Home. We are going to talk about our home, we are going to talk about the people in our homes, and we are also going to talk about the feeling that we get when we are at home. And when we read the poem, we will see that we will talk about why we feel that we are at the best place when we are at home. So, it is a place where we get a lot of warmth, it is a place where we get a lot of love, alright? And which is that place? It is our home. So, let us see this very famous song or a very famous poem called as Home Sweet Home. Home is the place where we all live. Alright? So whether you go to school, whether you go to tuition, whether you go to your friend's house, whether you go to play, you come back in the evening, at the end of the day, you come back to a place which is called as our home. And in our home, there are so many things which attract us. Okay, our parents, our grandparents, the food that our mummy prepares, and the place that we get to sleep. So at home we feel safe, we feel happy. That is why we say that the home is the place which is the best place in the world. Alright, now if you have, suppose, a very small home, suppose your house is very small, it is a very simple small house, or you may have a place or a house which is very big and grand. So whatever kind of home you have, there is a very very famous proverb which says that there is no place like home. So it doesn't matter if your house is small, if your house is big, alright, or if your house is really not very posh and there is no big TV or big fridge or the air conditioner in your house. But whatever type of house you are living in your house, you are the king, alright, or you are the queen of your house. See, when you go to someone else's house, you have to be very careful about how you're sitting, about how you're eating. But when you're in your own home, yes, we are all very free. We can do whatever we want to. That is why it is said that there is no place like home. Alright, so come on, let's go to our poem for today. But before we read the poem, before we try to understand the meaning of the poem and the meaning of the new words also in the poem, let us take a look at who is the person who has written this poem. So it is this gentleman who is the poet, and what is his name? His name is John Howard Payne. He was an American poet, he was an actor also, he was a playwright. Who's a playwright? A playwright is a person who writes dramas. Okay? And he was an author. Author means he used to write books also. Now he was from America, but he was very very successful in London. He is today most remembered as the creator of Home Sweet Home. So the poem that we are going to learn today is his most famous poem. It is a song that he wrote in 1822 that became very very popular not only in the United States but also in whichever country where people used to speak English. Okay, so this is a very very famous song written by this person, John Howard Payne, and we are going to read it in the form of a poem today. So come on, let's start reading our poem. So I will try and explain the meaning of the difficult words also as we go on reading the poem. So you can open your textbooks, you can come to the page where we are reading this poem, so you can read also along with me silently or loudly if you're sitting in front of your computer or your mobile phone. So let's start. Amid pleasures and palaces, though we may roam. So here mid means amid. Okay, so we may roam amid. Amid means in the middle of or through. Pleasures. So what are pleasures? Pleasures means enjoyment. And palaces. Alright, we might be enjoying our life outside. We may be visiting palaces. We may be going to places where we are getting a lot of enjoyment. Be it ever so humble, there is no place like home. But after visiting all the palaces, after visiting all the interesting places, even if your home is very small, like we saw in the beginning of the lesson, even if it is a small hut, there is no place like home. So it is the best place to be on this earth. What is it? A home. A charm from the sky seems to hallow us there. So a charm means a blessing from the sky. Sky means from God. Seems to hallow. Now what is the meaning of hallow? Hallow means to make something holy, to make something sacred. Okay, so I will show you what hallow is. So now you must have seen the picture of gods, you must have seen the picture of saints. Now behind their head there is one kind of light which burns, a circular light. Can you see here? Look at the arrow here. See, behind the head of this person there is a kind of a circular light that is called as an halo. So when we are at home, it is like we are hallowed. There is a blessing on us. There is a circle of blessing. There is a circle of good wishes around us. Why? Because our parents and our elders, our grandparents are around us and they protect us. Okay? So whenever you are at home, you feel as if you are blessed. Which seek through the world is never met with elsewhere. So anywhere else in the world you go, whether you go to a palace, whether you go to a best hotel, whether you go to a 5-star hotel, nowhere you will be able to get this feeling of being blessed, this feeling of being loved, this feeling of being protected. Okay, that is why we say home, home, sweet, sweet home. There's no place like home. Oh, there's no place like home. That is why we say this. Okay, let's move on. An exile from home, splendor dazzles in vain. So exile means sometimes when you have to go away from home. Your parents might send you away because of any reason. Okay, as a punishment, in order to study, whatever reason. So if you are sent away, splendor means beauty or lot of beauty. Dazzles means what? Shines in vain. So when you are away from home, and even if many beautiful things you can see, but it is in vain, it is of no use. Why? Because you want to go back home, you feel like going back home. Oh, give me my lowly thatched cottage again. Saying, I do not want, even if someone removes me from my home and puts me in a splendid, that is beautiful, shining palace, I am not at all happy. Because what do I want? I want my lowly means poor, thatched cottage. Cottage means a hut, and thatched means something which has got a grass roof, or something which has a roof made up of leaves. We say na choti si jhopdi. So you're saying, I do not want any splendor, I do not want any shine or dazzle. Please give me my small cottage again. The birds singing gaily that come at my call, give me them and the peace of mind dearer than all. So when I am at my home, when I am there in my own house, the birds, they come. When I call the birds, they come to me. Why? Because the birds know me. I know the birds. Okay? So he's saying, I do not want anything else. Give me my home so that I can call the birds. They can come to me and I will get peace of mind. I do not want any luxury, but I want peace of mind, which is very dear to me. Now, see, some people say that when you go to a new place, you don't get sleep. Why? Because you do not have peace of mind. But when you are at home, you sleep all the day. Why? Because you are very peaceful. Okay? So, home, home, sweet, sweet home. There's no place like home. Oh, there's no place like home. So, wherever in the world I go to, even if you put me in a palace with a lot of beauty and splendor, I always want to come back to my small, lowly cottage. Okay, that is what the poet wants to say. Moving on, I gaze on the moon as I tread the drear wild, and feel that my mother now thinks of her child. As she looks on that moon from our own cottage door, through the woodbine whose fragrance shall cheer me no more. So when I am away from my home, when I am far away from my home, I gaze. Gaze means I look at the moon. As I tread, tread here means walk. The drear, drear means sad or gloomy, wild. Wild means it could mean actually forest, or it could also mean a place which you do not know. Okay, a new place. So he's saying that now when I am walking or when I am in the world, see, now when you grow up, now you are all small children. Okay, your parents love you a lot, they provide for you, they think of you, they keep you safe, and they see that you are happy, they protect you. But once you grow up and once you go out into the world and your parents are not with you anymore, remember, no one will love you like your mother loves you or your father loves you. No one will protect you in the way your parents protect you. Okay, you make 1,000 mistakes, your parents will always forgive you. But the world is not like that. If you make a single mistake, they will punish you very badly. So the child is saying, when I am walking in the garden, walking means walking very carefully in this sad world, alright, and I am looking at the moon, I feel that my mother is also thinking about me. I feel that my mother now thinks of her child as she looks at that moon from our own cottage door. See, I can also see the moon, and the mother also, and my mother also must be looking at the same moon, and she must be remembering me, she must be missing me, she must be thinking of me. That means the child is also missing his or her mother. Alright, so the moment you go away from home, whom do you start missing? You start missing your mother first. So here, the child or the poet has started missing his mother as soon as he has left his home. Through the woodbine. Now, woodbine means it is a kind of a plant, okay, whose fragrance shall cheer me no more. So, I do not care for all the beautiful plants, all the beautiful flowers which surround me, because their smell or their fragrance does not give me any kind of happiness anymore. Why? Because I am not at home and not with my mother, not with my parents, not in the safety and security of my home. Alright? And then again, the lines of the song is repeated. Home, home, sweet, sweet home. There's no place like home. Oh, there's no place like home. So wherever in the world you go, children, you might enjoy for a few days, but then you always start getting homesick, and then you want to come back to your house. Alright? Because I told you, the kind of love, the kind of safety, security that you get inside your home, you will not get it anywhere else in this world. Alright? So come on, let's see the last part of our poem now. So how sweet 'tis to sit neath a fond father's smile, and the caress of a mother to soothe and beguile. Let others delight mid new pleasures to roam, but give me, oh give me, the pleasures of my home. So he's saying, how sweet 'tis. Now what is the meaning of this 'tis? 'Tis means nothing, but it is. How sweet it is to sit neath. Neath means here, beneath, okay, or near a father's fond smile. So imagine sitting next to your father and your father is smiling at you, all right? And the caress. Now, what is the meaning of caress? Caress means the way your mother touches you. She touches you very gently, na? She pats your forehead, she touches your hair, she makes you feel very nice, isn't it? And the caress of a mother to soothe. Soothe means if you're having any kind of pain, the moment your mother touches you, the pain starts easing, it starts going away. And sometimes what do? In order to attract this caress, we purposely, sometimes we act as we are not well. So what do? We beguile this. Beguile means we try to attract this. Sometimes we just like that, we just without any reason, we want our mother to come and sit next to us, and you want your mother to love you, to caress you, and to pat your head. So sometimes you act as if you're not feeling well, just to attract your mother towards you. Let others delight mid new pleasures to roam. He said, I do not care if my friends or if the others are roaming around the entire world. I have no care and I do not bother about them. But for me, give me, oh give me the pleasures of home. What do I want? I want only the pleasures of my home. I want only the happiness that I will get from my home. Okay? And then he says, home, home, sweet, sweet home. There's no place like home. Oh, there's no place like home. And the last stanza he says, to thee I'll return, overburdened with care. The heart's dearest solace will smile on me there. No more from that cottage again will I roam. Be it so humble, there's no place like home. He's saying wherever I go in the world, whatever failure I have, whatever cares I have, whatever worries I have. So sometimes you might be overburdened with care. Overburdened means loaded, overloaded with care. You may have too many tensions behind your head. But when you come back home, you always have your mother who will welcome you with a smile, who will ask you, beta, are you okay? Who will give you nice warm food to eat and a lot of love. So whatever care I have, whatever tension I have, there immediately I will get solace. So here solace means what? Solace means relief, you can say, or comfort. So whatever amount of tension I have, the moment I go home, my tension becomes zero. Why? Because there are people at home who love me, who will comfort me, and who will try to take care of my tensions for me. So he's saying, no more from that cottage again will I roam. I will never leave my house again. Okay? I might have left my house, maybe in anger, or maybe sometimes when our parents scold us, we feel very angry. Okay? We feel like, no, I will never stay in this place. These people are always scolding me. They're insulting me. They're telling me to study. And they're troubling me. We always feel this. But remember, whatever your parents do, they're doing it for your benefit. They're doing it for your good. You will not be able to see the good now, but in future, you will understand why they were scolding you. So whatever your parents do is for your betterment. So the poet has realized it. And the poet is saying, I have committed a mistake of going away from my home. And I have seen how bad the world outside is. So from now on, I will never roam. I will never go away from my home. So whether it is very humble, whether it is a very small house, whether there are no comforts in my house, there are no luxuries in my house, but there is no place like home. And he ends the poem with the same familiar lines. Home, home, sweet, sweet home. There's no place like home. Oh, there's no place like home. So this is the beautiful song which became very famous in whichever country where people used to speak English. Alright, now there is one more reason this song might have become famous, because many people, children, they leave their homes and they stay outside for whatever reason, for studying or for jobs Okay, now whenever those people hear this kind of a song or they read this kind of a poem, they start missing their home, and it is a very emotional thing for them. Maybe that is the reason that this song became very, very famous. So this was about the poem Home Sweet Home. Now there are some question answers which I'm sure you will be able to solve on your own. Now there is one important and interesting question towards the end. So let us do that and then we will wind up with the lesson today. So in the last question, they have asked you, write out a few things that you would really miss about your home if you were to stay away from it for long. So for long means, suppose you're going away somewhere for 5 months or 6 months. There are some things around your home which you will miss. Alright, let me tell you what all I will miss. Then you can think and make a list for yourself. So the first and the most important thing that I will miss if I am going to stay away from my home for a really long time is my mother. Okay, so I will miss being very close to my mother. I will miss being loved by her. I will miss going and lying down in her lap. I will miss all the love that she will give me. So if I'm staying away from my home for too long, then this is one thing I'm going to miss. The second most important thing that I will miss is I will miss the food which my mother cooks. Alright, sometimes when you are at home and your mummy makes dal, chawal, sabji, roti, you get very bored of eating it. And you say, what is this, mama? You're making the same thing again and again and again. And then you say, see, people are eating pizza, people are eating burger, people are eating sandwich, people are eating biryani from the hotel. So your mummy says, okay, you also go and eat in the hotel only. But then remember children, one day you will find that the food is nice. Second day also you will enjoy eating outside. But from the third day onwards, you will start missing your mother's food. Okay, the food that your mother cooks for you. Why? Because that is full of love. When your mother cooks, it is not only the food that she is serving you, but then she is serving you her love also. So these are a few things that I will miss if I am away from my home for a long time. Now you think and decide what are the other things that you might miss. You might miss your computer. You might miss your, if you're having a game to play, that is you might have a PlayStation or you might have a computer game, you might miss that. Some people, they have pets at home, so you might miss your pet. So think about it. Okay, so what are the things that you will miss if you stay away from your home for a long time? And then also children, try and do the questions which are part of the exercise here. So this was a very beautiful poem you can say or song you can say from your textbook, that is lesson number 4.4, Home Sweet Home, where we talked about a place in the world which might be very simple, which might not have too many comforts, but it is the best place in the entire world. And that is why we say there is no place like home. Alright, so hope you enjoyed the poem, reading the poem, and hope you also realized that whatever your parents say and whatever scolding they give you, there is no place like home, and there is no place like the love and comfort that you get from your parents. So that is all for today children. Thank you so much. So children, wasn't that a very interesting lesson? I'm sure you learnt a lot of new things in this lesson. If you have liked this video, please hit the like button and also subscribe to my video so that you will get to see all the videos which I keep posting regularly.